Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're looking at embedded payments. It's a pretty hot topic, especially for, folks like ISOs, PayFacs, and those software companies out there.
Yeah, for sure.
And we found this article from NMI. Really interesting stuff. I mean, they're talking about embedded payments as a way to boost revenue and, stand out from the competition.
Yeah, that's really what it's all about. It's like embedded payments, they can really help streamline those transactions, make things easier for users, and, even create new ways to bring in money.
Okay, so let's break this down a bit. For those who might be new to this whole thing, can you just explain, what are embedded payments? Just keep it simple.
Sure. Let me give you an example, right? Imagine you're using some software, maybe to book appointments or manage your inventory. So you're doing your thing, and then you need to make a payment. Now, in the old days, you'd be sent to a whole other website, like a payment gateway.
Right.
But with embedded payments, the whole transaction happens right there in the platform you're already using. No more jumping around.
So no more separate checkout page. Everything's happening right there.
Exactly. And it's a big win for both the business and the customer.
And this whole idea of a seamless experience, that seems to be a big deal these days.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, think about it. People are busy, right? They want things to be fast and easy. And if they hit a snag or have to go through a bunch of extra steps, they get frustrated. They might even just give up. Embedded payments, though, they take away that friction. They make the whole experience smooth and enjoyable, so people stick around.
So it's not just about convenience. It's about keeping people happy, making them want to come back.
Exactly.
All right, so we've talked about happy customers, but let's shift gears a bit. You mentioned revenue opportunities. And I think, that's what really gets a lot of software companies interested.
Oh, for sure. By embedding payments, platforms can actually take a cut of the transaction feed, so they're creating a new revenue stream, one that can help them develop new features, innovate and grow the business.
And the article we were looking at, the one from NMI, they lay out 6 key steps for making this all work. Let's start with the first one, analyzing your needs.
Yeah, that's a crucial first step. Before you even think about integrating payments, you got to understand your users. What are their payment preferences? Are they mostly online, in person, or a bit of both? Do they need recurring billing, or are there any specific things to consider, based on their industry?
It's like creating a profile, a payment persona for your users.
Exactly. And just as important is figuring out your own needs as a company. What kind of involvement do you want to have in the payment process? How much control and, how much potential revenue are you looking for?
Right, because some companies might be fine with a hands-off approach, while others might want to be more involved.
That's it. It's about finding that sweet spot, balancing your resources, how much risk you're comfortable with, and your long-term goals.
Okay, so once you've got a handle on those needs, the next step is finding the right partner. What are the options for software platforms?
Well, you've got two main paths, right? You can partner with a full-service platform. That's often the best choice for companies who want to keep things simple. You let the experts handle the technical stuff, the compliance headaches, all of that.
So you can focus on what you do best, which is, building and growing your platform.
Exactly. Now, the other option is to become a PayFac yourself. That gives you ultimate control over the whole process, but it's a lot more responsibility, more complex, too.
So it's kind of like, do you want to build your own house or hire a contractor?
That's a good way to put it. Becoming a PayFac, it takes a lot of time, resources, and expertise.
So that might be more appealing to larger companies. Smaller companies might be better off with the full-service platform.
Yeah, most likely. It really depends on the company, their size, their resources, and what they're aiming for in the long run.
So let's talk about, the nitty-gritty. Step 3 is all about connecting the dots. How do you actually integrate payments into an existing system?
Well, the good news is there are a few different ways to do it. You've got APIs, you've got SDKs, and you even have these no-code, low-code solutions. It really depends on your technical skills and how much customization you need.
So there's something for everyone, whether you're a coding whiz or, well, not so much.
Right. So APIs, those are like application programming interfaces. They let different software systems talk to each other. It's like a messenger, sending data back and forth between your platform and the payment processor. SDKs, those are software development kits. They're more like a set of tools, components that you can use to put everything together. And then for folks who want the easiest option, there are no-code, low-code solutions. You basically drag and drop stuff, no coding required.
Wow, that's impressive. So anyone can embed payments, regardless of their technical skills.
That's the idea. The key is to find a partner who can support you no matter which path you choose.
And now let's get to the fun part, the money part. Step 4 is all about making money from those embedded payments. What are the main ways platforms can actually generate revenue?
Well, you've got two main models, right? Revenue sharing and wholesale rates. Revenue sharing, that's the ease one. Your partner does all the heavy lifting, processing transactions, collecting fees, and you get a percentage of the revenue. It's like earning a commission.
So it's a true partnership. Both sides benefit.
Exactly. No hassle for you. Now, wholesale rates, that's where you negotiate a wholesale price for processing transactions, and then you mark it up for your users. So you can potentially make more money, but it's also more complex. You're managing more.
So more control, more potential revenue, but also more responsibility.
You got it. It's all about choosing what fits your business goals, how much risk you're okay with, and how much you want to be involved in the whole payment process.
All right, so let's talk about something that's super important, especially in the long run, the user experience. Step 5 is all about optimizing that. Why is it so crucial when it comes to embedded payments?
Look, you could have the most secure, cutting-edge payment system in the world, but if it's a pain to use, people will go elsewhere.
So it's got to be smooth, it's got to be enjoyable.
Absolutely. If the experience is good, people will trust you, they'll come back, and they might even tell their friends. That's how you build a successful platform.
So what are the key things to consider when you're trying to create that smooth, delightful experience?
Well, you've got to think about a few things, right? What are you offering? What's the sign-up process like? And how's your support? First, the offerings. You need to make sure you're providing the right mix of products and services. What do your users need? Do they need recurring billing, mobile payments, maybe even hardware for in-person transactions?
So you're anticipating their needs, giving them what they actually want.
Exactly. Now, the sign-up process, that has to be quick and easy. Nobody wants to spend hours filling out forms or waiting to be approved.
It should be simple, straightforward.
Exactly. And finally, support. When it comes to payments, people need to know that they can get help if they need it. That means having a good support system in place.
So building that trust, knowing that someone's there to help if things go wrong.
Exactly. A good user experience is essential. It's not just a nice to have, it's a must have for any platform that wants to succeed with embedded payments.
Now let's talk about the thing that tends to make people nervous. Compliance and security. It can be a bit intimidating, especially for businesses that are new to all of this.
Oh, I know what you mean. It can definitely be a bit overwhelming. But here's the thing. If you find the right partner, it doesn't have to be so scary. A good payment provider, they'll have all the security measures in place, and they'll know all the rules and regulations inside and out.
So you're looking for a partner who's got your back, both in terms of technology and expertise.
That's right. They should be able to guide you through the whole process, make sure you're doing everything right, and keep that sensitive data safe.
Well, this has been really eye-opening. We've covered so much about embedded payments, from the basics to the more complex stuff.
It's a fascinating area, and it's changing all the time. There are tons of opportunity out there for businesses of all sizes.
And for those who are looking for a partner to help them navigate all of this, NMI is definitely worth considering. They're real leaders in the field.
Absolutely. They have the knowledge, the technology, and they're always pushing the boundaries.
Great. Well, we want to thank everyone for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you learned a thing or two about the exciting world of embedded payments. Until next time, keep exploring and stay curious.